At show and tell, my son brought mommy's secret phone. The teacher called me immediately. Mr. Whitmore, could you come to the school right away? Her voice was tight, professional, but I caught the edge of discomfort underneath. I was shocked when, my name's Jason Whitmore. I'm 34, a full-time Uber driver, and the dad who knows the school drop-off gate guards by name. I run nights when surge hits, nap in the afternoons, and pack dinosaur gummies for my 6-year-old, Toby. I keep a spreadsheet for gas, tires, and oil changes because my car is my paycheck. I'm not fancy. I'm reliable. That's my whole brand. The morning it cracked, I was waiting in the pickup lane with a coffee that tasted like burnt cardboard. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. Mr. Whitmore, could you come to the school right away? The voice was tight, professional, but there was something underneath it. A small edge of discomfort, like she was stepping around broken glass. Is Toby okay? He's fine. It's show and tell. Show and tell? I blinked at the windshield. I'm on my way. 10 minutes later, I'm in a tiny classroom with paper suns on the walls. Toby sits on the rug, legs crisscross, proudly holding up a pink phone with glitter stickers on the case. A phone I've never seen. This is mommy's secret phone, he announces to 20 children and 2 stunned adults. It's for when she talks to grandma, so daddy won't get sad. My chest goes hollow. The teacher clears her throat. Toby, sweetie, let's put the phone away. She looks at me. We found it in his backpack. I kneel. Bud, where'd you get that? Mommy said keep it safe. She said, if daddy finds it, he'll get mad and stop giving Uncle Kyle money. I freeze. The teacher pretends to reorganize crayons. My ears ring. Mr. Whitmore, she says softly, maybe take the phone. We can reschedule show and tell. I slide the phone into my pocket, thank the teacher, kiss Toby's head, and walk to the parking lot on autopilot. My hands shake as I press the power button. The lock screen is a selfie of my wife, Megan, with our son. Cute. Normal. But the notification banners aren't normal. Mom, Denise rent due. Kyle's car got booted. Tell Jason the family fund covers it. Kyle, tap me $600 or I'll lose the job. Use the blue card. Meg, delete messages. I stand there hearing Toby's words again, mommy's secret phone. Talk to grandma, so daddy won't get sad. The sun feels too bright. The asphalt smells like hot pennies. I've been the guy who says yes. Gas money for Megan's mom, just this once. Groceries when Kyle's between gigs. But a secret phone? Set up to go around me? That's a new shape of betrayal. I don't call Megan. I don't call Denise. I sit in the driver's seat, engine off, and stare at the glittered case. My pulse is a loud, steady drum. I open the messages. The first thread I tap starts with a sentence that changes everything. Don't tell Jason. He'll shut the cards again. And suddenly I'm wide awake. Before the secret phone, I thought we were stretched but stable. I drove nights. Megan worked days at a salon. We high-fived at the door and passed the kid like a baton. We had a plan. Pay off the last $3,200 on a credit card, build a cushion, maybe take Toby to the beach next summer. Nothing fancy, just not drowning. The history, though, the real background, goes like this. Megan's mom, Denise, believes money is a group project, and by group, she means me. She says things like, we're family, Jason, whenever her car needs tires. Kyle, her 30-year-old son, is the type who almost had a deal every week. Crypto once, then sneakers, then a mobile detailing empire that was just a vacuum and an Instagram. I used to push back. Megan would get that tight look. They're my family. I'm your family too. I know. I'm just asking for help this month. A lot of months turned into years. I told myself it was temporary. I told myself I was being kind. I told myself it would come back around. It never did. I tried rules. No cash. Groceries only. Gas only. They found the edges and pressed. Just put the bill in your name for a minute. Can you co-sign? It's just for the deposit. We'll Venmo you Friday. Fridays came and went. 2 winters ago, the real mess started. My Corolla needed a new transmission. I took a week off Uber, ate noodles, sold old speakers. Kyle crashed on our couch for a couple nights. When I got back on the road, my glove box was light. The gas card was gone. Kyle, I said, holding up the empty slot. He shrugged. Oh, I borrowed it. Family card, right? It's not a family card. Megan stepped between us. Jason, he had a job interview. He said he'd fill it tomorrow. Tomorrow never came. I canceled the card and set alerts. For a while, that worked. Then tiny charges slipped through on the other card. $12.99 here. $4.99 there. When I asked Megan, she'd say dismissive stuff like, it's a subscription we needed. Needed what? I was too tired most nights to fight. The secret phone shows me I should have fought. I sit in the car outside the school and scroll. The threads aren't one-offs. They're a whole side life. Denise, tell him Toby needs new shoes. He'll say yes faster. Megan, he's on a bad night shift. Serge was weak. Try Sunday. Kyle, I can't get locked out again. Give me the blue card numbers. I'll only use $200. Megan, $200 max delete after. Another thread makes my stomach drop. Screenshots of my bank app. Username. Partial password hints. Security answers that only Megan would know. Me, why do you have my login saved on this? I say it out loud to an empty car like the phone is going to answer. There are photos, too. My debit card, both sides, next to Toby's Lego dragon. A note under it, going to pay mom's rent. He won't notice until Monday. I scroll back months. Rent. Tow fees. A bail bond fee for someone named Jace's friend, which, fun twist, is not me. The amounts aren't huge singly. $80, $140, $300. But when I tally them in my head, it's thousands. My thousands. Uber nights. Oil changes. Tires. Hours I didn't tuck my son in because I was chasing Serge. The worst part isn't even the money. It's the tone. Denise. He should be grateful he has a family to help. My generation had husbands who did their duty. Megan. He gets weird about money. He thinks everything's a spreadsheet. Kyle. Tell him it's for Toby. He melts when you say it's for the kid. I sit there and feel this cold thing spread through my chest. I'm not a man to dramatize. I change oil at 5,000 miles and buy brake pads on sale. But right then I understand what betrayal feels like in the body. It's quiet and heavy. I try to give Megan the benefit of the doubt. I scroll for one message from her that says no. I find some, but they're thin. Not now. He'll notice. Ask next week. It gets darker. There's a chat labeled Salon Girls. In it, Megan jokes about the driver like I'm the help. Coworker. Girl, you better keep that second phone charged. Men freak when you touch their money. Megan. He's not mean about it, just cheap. I swear he loves that car more than me. I lock the phone and lean my head against the steering wheel. Cheap. Okay. The cheap guy who paid Denise's dentist. The cheap guy who resurfaced Kyle's brake rotors on a Saturday because a real shop overcharges. The cheap guy who lined every school fundraiser envelope with 20 bucks. My own phone buzzes. Megan. I answer. Hey. Her voice is bright. Hey. You grab Toby. Yeah. Cool. I'm slammed. Can you do pickup and maybe throw 20 on Kyle's Cash App? His boss is. No. Silence. No what? No more money. She laughs like I told a bad joke. Jason, it's just. I have your other phone. More silence. Then a sharp inhale. Where did you? Toby brought it to show and tell. She says nothing for a beat. I can hear salon dryers in the background. A coworker laughs at something. Megan's voice drops. Jason, don't go through that. I already did. Her tone flips to defensive fast. You're invading my privacy. It's my money. It's our kid. It's my cards. You always make it about you, she snaps. This is why I didn't tell you. Mom needed help. Kyle needed help. Families help each other. I've been helping. For years. Not enough, she says, and she actually sounds offended. You act like you're a saint because you drive people around. You're not the only one who works. There it is. She hangs up before I can answer. My hands are steady now. The ring in my ears fades into a plan-shaped quiet. I pick up Toby, make him a peanut butter sandwich, set him up with a cartoon, and sit at the table with both phones. I start writing down dates, amounts, names, screenshots. I export bank statements. I pull Cash App histories and Zelle receipts. I lay out a map of the drain. By dinner, I know the total, $7,940 in 8 months. Not counting the transmission winter, not counting the gas card saga. Just 8 months of slow bleeds, and it's only, and we'll pay you back Friday. At 8 p.m., there's a bang on the door. It's Denise. She doesn't say hello. Give Megan her phone, she orders, pushing past me like it's her house. Hi, Denise. She's hysterical at work. You had no right. That phone is private. I hold it up. This is a financial device. She rolls her eyes. You always think you're a banker because you write things down. Behind her shoulder, Kyle lurks in a hoodie, eyes sliding around my living room like he's shopping. Mom, he says, ask him about the $600. My boss. Not your mom. I say. Not your boss. Not your $600. Denise plants her hands on her hips. Jason, if you withhold funds from family, that's abuse. I laugh. It's not a nice sound. Abuse. You heard me. Men who control money control their wives. I won't let you do that to my daughter. I look at Toby, peeking around the hallway corner. I keep my voice flat. Get out of my house. Denise's mouth opens and closes like a goldfish. Excuse me. Out. We'll talk tomorrow. Kyle mutters something about ungrateful. I shut the door on both of them and stand straight for the first time in months. My heart is calm. My next steps are not complicated. Tomorrow, I'm done being a wallet with feet. The confrontation happens in the worst possible place. Denise's dining room, Sunday night. Spaghetti steam fogging up the window. Everyone wearing that fake polite mask families put on right before they start yelling. She demanded we come to discuss budget like adults. I said yes because I wanted witnesses. Megan sits at the end of the table, arms crossed, jaw tight. Denise pours herself wine like it's holy water. Kyle is already spinning his keychain. Denise starts. Jason, you've created a hostile environment around money. I set a folder on the table. Here's 8 months of transactions. Megan scoffs. You made a binder? Wow. Yep. I slide out the first page. Dates, amounts, recipients. Screenshots stapled behind each line. January 14th, $180 to Denise M., labeled gas plus groceries. January 20th, $85 to Kyle M., labeled tools. January 27th, $300 to county clerk for Kyle M. February 3rd, $90 to Denise M., phone bill. February 11th, $400. Denise waves her hand. We don't need the play-by-play. To LV tow and impound. I continue, for Kyle's Altima. February 18th, $250 to Bail Now, LLC, for Jace's friend. Not me. March 1st, $120 to Lux Nails for Mom's treat. Megan slams her fork down. Okay, enough. You think reading numbers makes you right? You never understand context. The context, I say, is that I worked 63 hours last week and came home to a negative balance because my wife and her family used a secret phone to route charges around me. Denise leans forward. Don't say her family, like we're strangers. We're your family too. I look at Toby's crayon drawing on their fridge. Our 3 stick figures holding hands. The word family in wobbly letters. My throat tightens, but my voice stays even. I'm setting boundaries. Kyle laughs. You? Boundaries? Yes. I slide copies of the screenshots across the table. Also, Megan, I called the bank. The blue card is closed. The debit cards are reissued. The joint account is separated pending review. Effective tonight. Our household budget is for our household, not outside requests. Megan's face flushes. You can't just. I can. Denise grips her wine glass. You're punishing all of us because you're insecure about being a driver. That's small. Something clicks for me. The cheap jabs. The jokes in the salon chat. The way they say driver, like it's a demotion. I feel anger rise. But it's level, not hot. I make honest money. I say. I pay for my kids' school shoes and the tires that keep strangers safe at 2 a.m. That's not small. Denise snorts. Spare us the speech. Okay, I say. Then facts. I open another sleeve. There's an attempted login to my bank at 2:13 a.m. from Denise's IP address. There's a Cash App to Kyle minutes later. There are texts on the secret phone. I tap the glitter case on the table, saying, don't tell Jason. He'll shut the cards again. Megan stands up. Stop calling it secret. It's my privacy. Your privacy doesn't include my routing number. Mom needed rent, she fires back. Kyle's car got booted. What was I supposed to do? Let them suffer. I look at her. It lands how different we are right now. Say no, I say quietly. Or at least ask me before you say yes with my name. Denise slaps the table. Enough. Jason, if you're going to be stubborn, then return the funds we fronted you over the years. Remember who watched Toby for free? Remember Thanksgiving? The gift cards. I stare. You want to bill me for babysitting your grandson? She lifts her chin. We're not rich. Neither am I say. I'm just tired of being poor on purpose. Kyle pushes his chair back. You think you're better than us because you wear a seatbelt for a living. I exhale through my nose. I think I'm done funding your emergencies that are really habits. Megan's eyes are bright and hard. So what? You cut my family off and keep playing hero? That's your plan. No, I slide one last paper across. This is my plan. Separate accounts. Written budget. You get your own card, I don't monitor. I get mine. Toby's expenses are paid first. After that, any family help requests come through me and get one answer. No. If that doesn't work for you, we take a break. We figure out custody. I keep the car for work. You keep the salon checks. We stop bleeding. The room goes very quiet. Even the spaghetti stops steaming somehow. Denise is the first to speak. Over my dead body, are you taking that boy away from his mother? I didn't say that, I reply. I said we'd figure it out like adults. Megan looks at the papers. She looks at me. For a second, I think I see something crack. Fear, maybe, but then her mouth hardens. You're not leaving, she says. You don't have the guts. I stand. Watch me. The next 48 hours are a blur of practical moves I should have made a year ago. I open a new checking account at a credit union. I switch my Uber deposits. I change every password and enable two-factor with an authenticator app, not texts Megan can intercept. I freeze my credit. I put a fraud alert on the bureaus. I buy a small fireproof box and lock up birth certificates, the title to the car, passports. I talk to a lawyer at a legal clinic. She listens to the numbers and doesn't flinch. You're allowed to protect yourself, she says. You're also allowed to say no to adults who should manage their own lives. She emails me a template for a financial separation agreement and a simple parenting schedule that prioritizes Toby's school routine. When I get home, Megan is waiting at the kitchen table. The secret phone is in front of her like a talisman. You embarrassed me at my mother's house, she says. I brought receipts. You like humiliating me? I shake my head. I like feeding our kid and sleeping at night. She crosses her arms. Mom says you're trying to isolate me. I'm trying to stop giving money to a grown man who can't keep a job and a grown woman who calls babysitting a billable service. Megan's eyes flick to the phone. You took Toby to school in a stained t-shirt this morning. Yeah, I say. Because I'm driving doubles and doing laundry between shifts since I'm down $1,000 to your brother's tow fees. Her jaw works. Then she goes for the wound. You're not a real man if you can't provide for your wife's family. I let that sit between us. I'm exactly a real man, I say. I provide for my son, and I'm asking my wife to stop stealing from me. She flinches. Don't say that word. What word? Stealing. It wasn't stealing. You took my card numbers. You gave them to other people. That's stealing. She looks down. For a long time, she doesn't speak. When she does, her voice is small. I felt trapped. They text me all day. Help Meg. We're short. You know Jason has money. I thought if I handled it for them, you wouldn't have to deal with it. You made sure I wouldn't deal with it by hiding it. Tears fill her eyes. They're my family. I know. I'm surprised my voice is gentle. They're not our bank. That night I sleep on the couch. The house is too quiet without a fight, which feels worse somehow. In the morning, Megan asks, are you leaving? I'm taking a week at Mike's place. Mike's a fellow driver with a spare room and a slow snore. We need space. And Toby, we'll split the week. I printed a schedule. She stares at the paper like it's betrayal in Arial font. My mom is going to freak. She already did. Mike's spare room smells like lemon cleaner and coffee. I hang my shirts on a shower rod and tape Toby's drawing to the wall above the air mattress. I drive. A lot. Late bars, airport runs, quiet couples who Venmo me $5 tips with hearts in the notes. I make $1,100 in 5 days. I fix a taillight for $18 at the junkyard. Small wins. My body unclenches. Meanwhile, the group chat in Denise land lights up like a dumpster fire. Screenshots find their way to me. Megan's coworker sends them because she's sick of the drama. Denise, he abducted my grandson. Megan, he took a week to be petty. Kyle, tell him I'll pay him back after my new job starts. Random ad. Men are supposed to provide. I don't respond. I buy Toby a cheap kite, and we spend my afternoon off in a windy field making it crash and fly. He laughs so hard he hiccups. That sound is the reason I keep going. Then Denise escalates. She shows up at my pickup spot at school and tries to unbuckle Toby from my car. I put my hand on the door frame and keep my voice level. Denise, stop. I'm his grandmother. You're scaring him. She looks up and sees the resource officer watching from 20 feet away. She lets go. This isn't over. It is for today, I say, and drive away. I file for a temporary parenting plan like the lawyer suggested. It's simple. School days stable. Handoffs at 6 p.m. No surprise pickups. The judge signs it in 2 days because apparently the court has seen 1,000 versions of Denise. Megan texts me that night. We need to talk without the court. I agree to meet at a coffee shop. Public, neutral, cheap. She shows up in a hoodie and tired eyes. No secret phone. She stirs her drink like it insulted her. This is not who we are, she says. It's exactly who we are, I say. We just said it out loud. She swallows. Mom thinks you turned me against her. I think your mom raised you to think dead is air. She flinches, then exhales. I hate that she makes every problem my problem. Then stop letting her. Her eyes flick to mine. So it's just no? Forever. No to bailing out adults. I say. Yes to helping in ways that don't sink us. if we choose and we can. Groceries when we have extra. Rides. Handyman stuff. But no to rent, no to cars, no to emergency cash apps at midnight. She nods, slow. I don't know how to tell her. You don't owe her a thesis. You owe our kid a stable home. We sit with that. Then she says the thing I had been waiting for, and also dreading. I opened a card in your name. Her voice is barely above a whisper. It started at $500. I thought I'd pay it off. Then things happened. It's at $2,400. For a second, the room tilts. Then I steady. This is why you freeze your credit. This is why you lock boxes. When, 3 months ago, I close my eyes. You need to call them and close it. Today. And then we figure out how to pay it from your checks. Not mine. She nods, tears on her lashes. Okay. Also, you need to send Kyle a single text. Do not contact me about money again. Then block him. She laughs once, ugly. He'll show up at the house. Then call me. Or the police. Or don't answer the door. I'm done negotiating with a man who thinks almost had a job counts as employment. She wipes her eyes. Do you hate me? I look at my hands. No. I'm angry. I'm disappointed. I'm also tired of living like we're one tire away from disaster because you can't say no to someone who treats you like a wallet. We leave it there. Not fixed, but pointed toward grown-up weather. Denise, of course, does not go quietly. She calls everyone. She posts a long Facebook rant about modern men who weaponize spreadsheets. My aunt screenshots it back to me with 50 cry laugh emojis. Kyle texts from a new number. Broke him on, $200 and I'm good. I reply with a screenshot of the parenting plan and nothing else. He calls me a name that starts with P and ends with whipped. I put his number on silent. The funniest, saddest part is watching what happens when the tap shuts off. 2 weeks in, Denise suddenly finds money for her rent by selling the antique hutch she swore was priceless. Kyle discovers his boss actually pays on Fridays if he shows up on time. The emergencies shrink when they have to carry them. At the end of the month, Megan hands me a receipt. Close the card, she says. Payment plan set. It's coming out of my check. I nod. Good. She looks at me. I also blocked Mom for a week. I needed quiet. Pride creeps in unexpected. How'd it feel? Like my brain could breathe. I take a breath too. For the first time in a long time, the house isn't full of panic. It's full of normal stuff. Toby's sneakers by the door. A half-finished puzzle on the table. The hum of the fridge instead of Denise's ringtone. Megan and I aren't healed. We're nice to each other. Careful. We talk about therapy. We Google sliding scale. We set up a cash envelope labeled fun and put $20 in it like it's a sacred act. It kind of is. I'm not going to pretend this ended with a movie kiss and everyone learning a lesson. Denise still thinks I'm an ATM with an attitude problem. Kyle still texts from new numbers sometimes, and Megan still hesitates before saying no. We're human, not a spreadsheet, no matter how much I love a good self formula. But here's what changed. I stopped apologizing for having boundaries. I stopped letting "we're family" mean you can raid Jason's life. I stopped being a quiet man who pays and wonders why he's always angry. Last week, Toby did show and tell again. He brought the kite. He told the class, my dad made it fly when I thought it was broken. I stood in the back with the other parents, hands in my pockets, and let that sentence land where the old one used to live. Mommy's secret phone. Now it's Dad made it fly. Megan and I are still working. We meet on Tuesdays after her shift and before mine. We talk about small things. We talk about big ones too. Sometimes she says, I need you to remind me it's okay to say no. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I ask for the reminder myself, because guilt is sneaky and kind people are easy targets. Denise tried one more stunt. She texted Megan, Christmas is at my place. Everyone chips in $300. Megan typed, we're not participating this year. We'll do a small one at home. She showed me the screen with shaking hands. I said, good job. We made cocoa that night and watched a movie on the couch, lights off, tree crooked, kid asleep between us. It felt like wealth. The money is still tight. Tires aren't cheap and neither is rent. But the math finally adds up because it's our math, not theirs. If you need the moral written out plain, here it is, from one tire driver to anyone who needs it. You are not a bad person for refusing to be a wallet with legs. You are not cruel for protecting the roof over your kid's head from adults who won't protect their own. Love doesn't mean unlimited access to your bank account. Family doesn't mean endless overdraft. I used to think saying no would make me the villain. Turns out, it made me a father my son can trust. It made me a man I can live with. And I won't apologize for that again.